What's up, y'all? So, we in bed and we got a little story to tell you guys and we want to know what you guys think about it. Right?
Yeah.
So, today, right after lunch, a lady came to the house and was telling me that it's a Facebook page out there that is talking about our homestead. And in that, I guess in that Facebook post, they're talking about our animals and I guess the way we live and how they portray we live per se. That's what it is. But the real issue is that in this comment in this chat, they put our address in there, not knowing who we are, don't know nothing about us, and all that good stuff.
hmm
So what do you think, honey?
Well, thought I was gonna come home to a peaceful day. The military life is already stressful as it is, right? And to come home and have more stress added to it, like really is just nerve wracking. I don't have time for unnecessary stress. So my husband found this news out earlier during the day, right?
Mhm.
And he didn't tell me until I was on my way home. So um
I wasn't even going to tell her because
he know I'm crazy, yo.
it ain't even that. It's just like, is it really worth it? But at the end of the day, it is because I feel like people are very judgmental.
And they need to be checked. And they need to be checked because putting out a bad image of such a small percentage of black homesteaders
Yep,
is not okay.
it's not. And then I really we're not gonna say who we think this person is or anything like that because it ain't all about that. People already know. They see a black couple got 12 acres in this community. No one has that. So they see us, and I feel like they're jealous. I think they got a vendetta against us because we have something that they probably wanted, and so be it. We got it. So we got a nice house. We got 12 acres of land. We got animals, livestock, and they see it. And I think they have a jealous
Streak in their
streak.
body.
Yep. And then they're talking about us. So I really think it's a problem.
Well, I guess you can perceive it as two different things, right?
Hmm.
People are talking about us. They know that our homestead exists now, so I it's kind of a good thing because we're just starting our channel. However, the message that they're putting out is not okay. So some of the things that they were saying was like, you guys are a witness to what
Yep.
we have on our homestead, right? So,
Yep.
and mind you, we just got here a little over 100 days. So, what we can provide right now, taking care of our family plus our animals and all our bills, right? What we can provide, we feel like we have given our animals the best that they can have. Okay, so some of the things that they were saying was things like
Our animals don't have no shelter.
they have no shelter, right?
Our dogs in the garage. So if they're in the garage, you don't know what they are in the garage. They in the kennels, yeah, but they got heat in there. They got food and water, and they get taken out at least 4 or 5 times a day,
And it's heated.
and it's heated. So
There
mind
are
your business.
dogs that live down the street from us outside.
Right.
First and foremost, my dogs are very expensive. We have a bunch of French bulldogs,
Yeah.
right? One, I'm not about to put my babies outside in the cold. They're really small animals, right?
Yeah.
Two, it's unsafe because our builders again put us closer to the road than we had originally planned for and agreed to,
And we
right?
already lost one dog.
And three, yeah, we didn't tell you guys that news, right? Zoe passed away because she got hit by a car. But three, our fence is not up yet, right? So instead of these people talking about us, what they could have done was maybe put together a fundraiser to help a young family who needed to put up a fence to keep one, their children safe, and two, their animals safe. But no, they decided to go on Facebook and make a whole post about us
Somebody trying to get popular.
and put our address on the page. Now, see, this is the wrong house to rent up in.
Yeah, so putting an address on the page, I mean, you could talk about us all you want, right? When you put an address on the page, I feel like you're putting our family at risk, number one. And two, we got kids and we got small children. So we don't know who these people are on that page. It might be some killers. It might be some psycho folks. They just pull up to our house and do something stupid. I mean, I'm well protected. I dare that to happen. But the fact is, it's like, why would you do that? Would you like me to put your family's address on a Facebook page for some idiot to come show up? What? I'm just saying.
My husband's mad, y'all. I'm mad
Yeah,
too,
I'm
and I'm
I'm
wearing it
trying
red.
not to. I was mad earlier, but I'm not gonna rant too much. I'm trying to piss myself off because you got 6 deployments, got some PTSD going on. So, but I dare them to come to my house with that crap. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. That's one. You don't know us. That's two, disrespectful.
So, like what I was telling you
And we know
all,
the folks who did it. You know what kind of folks did it.
like I was telling you all, right? They were saying things again like we don't have any shelter for our animals.
They do.
You guys have seen shelter on our channel for our animals. Now, what is so crazy is that they was talking about the shelter. We had acquired some lumber for free to fix our pigs shelter because something happened to the other side where it like fell off. But I already talked to my husband about fixing that because even though our pigs, like for instance, when it rains, our pigs are outside in the
They
rain.
don't
They
live
do
by me.
not go underneath that shelter, anything. On top of that, our sheep have a house too. Did you put that on YouTube, the build of that?
I don't know. No,
I don't know if we did, but we
it
put
don't matter.
together a house over there for the sheep, right? When it rains, they stand outside of the house, all of them, except Cookie. Cookie is the only one that goes inside of there. She does not
Cookie is
like
the
being
goat.
wet. Cookie is the goat. But and then the same thing with our chickens. Our chickens have what, 5 houses now?
And they got a big new house.
So they got a total of 5 houses now. One huge house, and 4 other ones that are like maybe waist high, right? They do not go in there when it rains. When it rains, our chickens sit outside.
The fact is, people need to mind their freaking business.
Yes.
I'm gonna say freaking
Good job,
because
honey.
this gonna be YouTube. But for real, like, for one, who are you to say what we're doing? Our garage open, you all up in our garage, seeing what our dogs in, see what we're doing. Who the heck are you think you are to be that nosy to go post somebody's private life on a Facebook page, which you don't know a daggone thing about us? I really don't see how do you think that's okay.
What you could
We're
do,
gonna find out who you are.
what you could do, is also just purchase one of our French bulldogs because we would love to keep all of our animals out. However, I don't want to bring them all in the house because I can't watch them all. I don't want poop in the house. My children walk around here barefoot on the floor, dragging their clothes, hands in their mouth. I still have a toddler running around here. So I'm not going to put my toddler at risk of potentially touching something and then maybe putting it in its eye. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about this? I mean, I care, but I don't care. I care to the fact that you put an address on there and we don't know who these people are on your page and we have children. But
Eh,
other than that, I don't care.
I do. I care about something else. I care that they make the black
They
community,
do.
as far as homesteaders, look bad. Like we're just now getting into this, right? As far as making it
That's the whole point.
available
To see us
to
grow.
the world for us to see. I don't mind criticism because, as you guys see, you all provide criticism or critiques to us, right? We could take it or leave it, but you provide critiques to us through the channel and we reply to almost everyone. That is the goal, to at least reply to everyone, right? We take critiques
We try.
or anything, suggestions, recipes, anything that you guys give us, we take it, right? We take it all in, choose what we want and choose what we don't want. We're humans and we're allowed to make choices. But my animals are well taken care of.
They are. They
Trust
fat.
me.
It don't matter. I
Oh,
mean,
and the lady said
they
that.
said they're gonna call what you call the services? Animal services on us. Go ahead.
For
It don't
what though?
matter. I don't know. What you gonna call them for? Like, they got shelter, they got food, they fat. Even our animals are inside as well. Our dogs are healthy. You can come look at them if you want to. Like, it's crazy that people judging from riding down the street. What the heck? You can't see what's going on over here. You can't.
Our animals are in clean cages, food in their bellies, just like the lady who came here. She even said,
Yeah.
I drive past here quite often, but
Yeah.
just to let you all know, I know that they have food and water and a bale of hay and all that other stuff. They have a home to live in, so they have what they need to make life good for them. While my animals are here, and my husband can tell you this, a lot of the times I want to make them pets, but I understand that I have to also feed my family.
Yeah, that lady that came was really nice, and I appreciate her coming. I forgot her name. I would shout her out, but I can't remember her name. I'm getting mind going.
Yeah,
But she did say she went on the Facebook page and she spoke on our behalf and told that lady that she was
out of
pretty much
line.
out of line for doing that. Like, come on, that's you don't do that. And then for whatever Facebook page this is, what's it called? Ladies of Harnett County. What's the other part
Just
of
a
it?
bunch of miserable women
Yeah,
on a
it is.
page.
Ladies of Harnett County. That's the best thing you can do. That's the best. That's what y'all gonna do. You don't know us. And then it's a ladies page. Nothing against that, but what are y'all doing gossiping about somebody else's family? Well, I don't understand that. I don't. You gossiping about us. For one, you just jealous. I think.
And putting out a false narrative. That's not
Very
even
very false
gossip.
narrative.
That's 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 defamation against character.
Yeah. And then like we're we are one of those folks that like watch us grow, right? We start small, like get the land, right? Build your house, right? Get some livestock, build your fence, clear your land. That's what homesteaders do. We're showing people our process, our steps gradually to get there. We can't do everything overnight. We millionaires. Only millionaires can do that, right? But we're taking our time. We're building our own fences. We're building our own everything, right? Even like the paddock that the animals in, we built that, right? We ain't paying for nothing. This is all labor, hard labor that we as a family built, like and then they up there trying to like take away from that. Like you don't know what's going on over here. I mean, they can follow the page as well if they want to, so they can see the story instead of trying to judge from Facebook.
But this is a perfect example of why I hate to use it because I feel like America is so much better than this. And being in the military, I feel
I
like
know, two
the
veterans.
culture that I'm in does not allow me to think like that, right? But like when I step outside the military back into real life, right?
Yeah.
Um, this is why it's very difficult or black people feel like they have a hard time when it comes to them trying to prosper in America.
Yep.
This is a prime example of what they're talking about.
Yep. And then y'all always complain about it's we have a problem against the other side or whatever you want to say. I'm not gonna say colors here because I'm
Well,
mixed.
he's not racist. His
Yeah,
mom is like
I'm mixed.
pure Caucasian, you
Yeah.
guys. Red
So
hair,
just so
beautiful
you
woman.
know, I'm half white. I'm half black. So for me,
All of our kids are half black and half white.
yeah,
All of them. But yeah, it's just really disappointing because I it hurts my feelings honestly. I I really take pride in like taking care of things, as a mother, right? I enjoy taking care of things. I enjoy seeing birth being given on my homestead. I enjoy watching plants grow. I mean, from seed to seedling to plant to harvest, everything. I enjoy every part of life. Sometimes people in my community, they take that joy away from me, and I hate that. I really hate that. I want to build a brick wall around my house so that I can have peace and serenity away. Like my life in the military is chaotic. It's chaotic enough. So to add to my
yeah.
stress that I do have from a full time job, it really is unnerving.
But I will say that there has been a ton of people who stop by and admire what we doing here. Tell us we're doing a great job. Talk about the garden. Talk about the greenhouse.
Yep.
People see what we're doing. They're smart people. They see what we're doing and they appreciate it. They see that this young couple is doing something ain't nobody else around here doing. and they admire it.
I mean,
Uh-huh.
I guess that depends on how young you think young is, because
I mean, we young, I think.
we're young for military folks. No, we're old for
Well,
military folks,
I
but
guess.
we're young as far as being able to own land and
Yeah,
homestead and any of those things. Most people are
yeah,
40s and
they are.
50s and
Most of our
60s.
demographic, most of our viewers are between 35 and 65, which, you know, we on the younger part of that. But the thing is, a lot of y'all have knowledge, and you know, we speak to some of you guys in the comments all the time. But just this is like ridiculous, right?
Yeah. But we love to know what you guys think, and give us some input and insight on how you think that we should deal with this. Any advice? Let us know if you guys honestly have dealt with this yourselves. There's a few homestead pages that do follow us as well, so we would like to know if you guys experience anything like this, and how did you handle that?
Yeah, right. Like, I just feel like the judging somebody without knowing them is just like crazy to me. Maybe because we're military, right? And maybe that's what the civilians do. I
Honey,
don't know.
going through this also, it is upsetting because um I want to open a farm stand for the community.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to give back to my community. In fact, we're about to do something exciting for my community, and I will vlog it and stuff so you all can see it. But that type of stuff is the type of
Yep.
things that make me not want to do those things.
Yep. And another thing about that is having a farm stand is a community thing, but it only takes one person to ruin it for you, and folks like that will do that.
Yeah.
And you know, my wife trying to put some eggs out there, put some bread out there, some stuff for the community, right?
Stuff from the garden.
Guaranteed, people like that or that person there will ruin it for us. They
And
really will.
honestly, this is not the first time that something like this has happened to us. When we first moved here, we had set up a temporary holding area for our pigs, right?
Yeah,
And our pigs got out. However, both my husband and I were at work that day, and my pigs aren't going anywhere.
they gonna
Um,
stay in the yard.
but they were like roaming around the yard, right? They're really docile pigs, super nice. Come to food. They just, they love people. So my pigs got out, and my husband and I were gone, and this lady, and I'm really certain it's probably her again,
Yeah,
but this lady um comes by the house, and she comes to our Ring doorbell.
yes, she did.
On our Ring doorbell, because we were not home, right, to help put the animals back, which I do appreciate her for putting the animals back. And it was not difficult for her because my animals are trained to food, right?
Yep,
So all she did was pick up the scoop and they all ran back in there, right? So she comes to the door,
yep,
rings the doorbell. My husband and I were not able to answer, and I saw the notification on my phone. However, I was in a meeting, so I could not answer the doorbell. Um, so she proceeds to write a note
yes, she did.
on the door, and then she wrote at the end of that note that she was going to call animal control on her.
Yes, she did.
And she actually did.
They didn't do anything though.
They didn't do anything.
No. It's
Animals get out.
pigs.
Animals
It's
get
pigs.
out.
It's gonna happen from time to time.
Animals get out.
Anybody got a farm? Anybody got a homestead? Animals gonna get out. He probably went out 5 minutes. That's just part of having, livestock. They're gonna get out, especially if you had goats. That's the escape artist. But and then she when she went to the doorbell, she held the note up to the doorbell like this, right? And then she was like, and then she put it down like
With sass.
like she's supposed to put fear in us or something.
With sass. So yeah, it's not the first time.
It's probably the same lady.
I'm pretty sure it's the same lady because she probably was expecting something to happen to us and it did not. So, um, needless to say, they need to be calling animal control on the people that's dropping them animals off down the street because we've already taken in a stray dog who we took to our veterinarian friends who lives by
Yep.
our friend Aaron to help nurse it back to health and to find it a new home because I could not put that puppy in jeopardy of my dogs attacking it because it did not know it. So I found it a home. Also, when we moved here, someone dropped like 4 or 5 chickens down the street down there.
They did.
Dropped them off on the street. And right now, still to this day, there is one over there. We did. One of the roosters made it and they dropped off a bunch of roosters because they didn't want roosters. They just dropped them off and let them fend for themselves. So one of the roosters was over here in our yard and he was coming closer and closer to the flock. But however, if he had made it to the flock and my male chickens would have accepted him, cool. But he did not even make it to the flock. He kept his distance. And eventually we just stopped seeing him. There is one bird still left down there. And he has been going strong for about 2 months now? 3 months, 2.5 months. Right when we moved here, like a few weeks later, we seen those chickens.
Well, bottom line, if you guys have a homestead or farm or land and you have people doing this, what is your approach? What are you doing? And just let us know. But I think one of our goals of this is just fence the whole thing in, right? And it is what it is. But the problem is us fencing in our property is expensive, right? We got over 1,500 foot of road frontage, right? Like that's huge. It's a long ways. So
Just that little piece of fence we got right there is what, $600?
no, it's more than that. Every 100 foot about $800.
There you go.
So yeah,
a lot of money.
yeah. So
I try not to.
we not about to spend all our money on a fence at one time,
No,
right?
we
We gonna be
that.
here. We here forever, right? So we'll take $500-$600 at a time. Whenever we feel like we want to extend the fence on our term, not nobody else's, we'll do that. We're not in a rush. So yeah. All right, guys, we're gonna close it out. We ain't gonna rant on it all night. But seriously though, can y'all comment below on what we should do or what you think we should do? Or should we just let it be? I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know.
All right, y'all. Till next time.